Hi, I'm Mark Lawson, president of ECS Music Publishing Company, and we are so glad that you've joined us today for a conversation between composer Lavinia Kell Parker and Mark Nabholz, who's the editor of the National Collegiate Choral Organization's Choral Series. Lavinia is new to our catalog, and we thought it would be good to discuss her new piece, which is entitled Soli Deo Gloria and is in the NCCO series. So welcome to you both.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Well, Lavinia, for those that do not know you, tell us a little bit about where you are and your current situation.
I'm here in Alberta, Canada, at the University of Lethbridge Conservatory of Music, and I'm a lucky person who gets to teach and do what I love. So, I've been very blessed.
That's great. That's great. So, Mark, I know that you brought this piece to our attention and that you were commissioning on this piece. Tell us about that whole process, when you first discovered it and how this came about.
I discovered Lavinia first. We were privileged to work together at a small college in South Carolina. It was a campus of under 1,000 students. In my choirs there, I had a majority non-music major population in the choirs. And so it was from that context that we were planning a trip to Italy for the choir. And so that out of those conversations and that situation came this piece.
Let's just start looking at it a little bit. So, Lavinia, tell us about why you chose this text and how this piece came into being.
The text, I think every music student knows, like the Bach motto, or they can envision what does Handel's signature look like with Soli Deo Gloria. And so I think that is something I had thought of for a very long time about setting this text. The rest of the text, it came together, the Non Nobis Domini. It was just so wonderful to go to Italy and to see it up in the lettering is up in the Vatican. So it just all came together. It just fit beautifully. And it was just a joy to work with. The Latin is so much fun to set.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's a wonderful piece. You move through several different moods, tempos. I think it's amazing how much is in this little 5-minute piece. It's almost like little mini movements in a way, but yet it makes a wonderful whole. Talk about the structure.
When I first set it, we were, on vacation in South Carolina. We have a gorgeous coastline, and we were at Pawleys Island, and just standing there beside the ocean, and you feel like that vastness. And I thought, this is Soli Deo Gloria. This is, creation at its finest, and that like awe that you feel standing beside the ocean. So that the first 4 chords in the piece, I think, have that sense of that awe. But as you kind of move through, it's, as a singer, it's hard for me because I'm not really a singer, but I love to sing in choirs, and to sustain these like ethereal lines. So I did have some intentionality about the middle section. It has this rocking feature, and I was kind of feeling the waves, about that, like Soli, 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 Deo, 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 Gloria, 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 with the swell of the waves. And under that, the men have like easy to sing melodic line it just flows and kind of gives you that break, and it's just fun to sing. So I wanted to have those types of features. The other aspect of this is I knew we were going to Italy to sing it, and in these incredible cathedrals. We had places with very live acoustics like St. Mark's. And yet we also, they were having a tour in Georgia and South Carolina. So I wanted something that could showcase, the joy of singing in an acoustic like a cathedral, but be equally enjoyable to sing if you had to sing in a carpeted auditorium. So
Mhm.
I had that in the back of my mind as well.
Yeah.
And I would add to that that that's one of the outstanding features of the piece is there's a sense of reverberation that's built into it from a musical construction, which is just a delight.
We'll talk about your experience with the piece, Mark, from a conductor standpoint and introducing it to your choir.
Yeah, well, as Lavinia has talked about her process of setting the text, I think there's an inner logic and a coherence within the piece, even though it's made up of different sections and different uh, approaches to text setting that really grows on the singers, and that I think audiences, at least in my own experience conducting the piece, and I've done it with two different choirs now. Audiences immediately connect with that. And so it's apparent to the listener. It's also something that the more the singers work with it, the more they enjoy it, because there is that internal variety, that sense of reverberation, and then a real connectedness to the text. It is not a musical framework on which the text is hung, or in the other, the text does not only serve as a framework to hang the music. They really are very closely connected and expressive of one another. And that led to really, I would say, of the new music that I have conducted, this piece has received the most enthusiastic response from audiences, of people coming up and saying, how do I get this piece? And I'm just so happy to be able to tell them now how they can get this piece, other than, simply uh, relying on a photocopy or something like that. So it's good to have it out there now, I think.
As a college conductor approaching this piece, let's pretend that it's a college conductor and getting it from the NCCO series. What are some of the things that Lavinia, you would point out you think would be good for them to realize before doing the piece? Or Mark, from your perspective, just things that you would want to tell the students as you're introducing and working on this piece? So I'll start with you, Lavinia.
You have to approach it with that kind of sense of wonder, because it's very easy, when you have these vertical chords, to think no, no, bees, and that if you have that sense of, what I said before, standing beside the ocean, or here in Lethbridge, you have the prairie and it's just gorgeous, that kind of vast sense to the opening, but a real horizontal line. I think that you get a sense of what a gift it is to sing together. Last night I had my first in-person rehearsal since March 2020, and the choir has been great being on Zoom, but just to be together with people and to breathe, in unison, and to try to match our vowels, you get that sense of intimacy. And I think especially like the opening of this piece, you can feel that sense of community with the singers that you're standing with. And so that's what I would say is like big love to conductors who are thinking about this piece. Thank you so much. And just remember what a gift it is to be doing this, because I think that's what this piece, Soli Deo Gloria, is. That's what it's about, is,
Yeah.
Our chief aim, to give glory. So yes.
Mark, anything you want to add on that?
Well, yes, I would just add, I think this is a piece that has plenty of opportunity for very high level work, for a university program that has the opportunity to select their singers from a large student body. It also has the immediate accessibility for smaller programs, such as the one that commissioned it. And that I think is a sign of just high integrity in the process of the piece. That there's a great deal there to be mined, that goes beyond just the notes and the rhythms. So highly recommend. 2 thumbs up.
Well, Lavinia, thank you so much for writing this piece, and we wish you the best of luck. We know you're working up in Canada and that wonderful Canadian Choral Center and Choral Canada group, wonderful things coming from up there. So thank you for sharing this piece with us. And we encourage everyone who's interested in this piece to take a look at it on our website and enjoy listening. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.